Hey man, have you ever noticed how people start missing you the moment you stop trying to be missed? It's not the silence. It's not the distance. It's not the absence. It's the shift. That's the part they never tell you. It's not about disappearing. It's about evolving. So obviously, so unapologetically, that the people who thought they had you figured out don't even recognize you anymore. And suddenly, they're wondering if they messed up, if they let go too soon, if they walked away from something that would have turned into fire had they stuck around. If you're feeling this, just like the video, and hit subscribe button if you're with me on this journey. So, you want to know what really hits her harder than no contact? Stop vanishing. Stop going ghost like you're punishing her. Stop playing that old game where silence is supposed to do the talking. You want her to feel it? Then stop talking entirely. Not because you're waiting, not because you're hoping, but because you're busy becoming. Let me say this clearly. Women don't miss silence. They miss energy, the presence, the vibe that used to light up a room when you walked in, the version of you she knew, the one who made her feel something. She doesn't miss texts and calls and attention. She misses the emotional gravity you used to bring when you were grounded, when you were centered, when you were in your element. So when you go silent and disappear hoping she's gonna chase, she's not. You're not pulling her in with your silence. You're just confirming that you were easy to replace. But when you stop playing that game completely, when you stop caring whether she notices or not, when you shift your focus and the energy around you starts getting brighter, cleaner, sharper, that's when she looks back. And suddenly, you're not the guy who disappeared. Now let me break it down for you. Real talk. There are no steps here. There are no tricks. But there are truths. And I'm about to give you every single one. First, stop explaining yourself. You ever find yourself writing that long text, trying to explain what she missed out on? What you've learned? How you've changed? Don't send it. Just delete it. Because if you've got to explain your value to someone, they already don't see it. And the second you start defending yourself, you already lost the frame. You're not in your power anymore. You're not a man becoming. You're a man begging to be understood. And bro, no woman feels attraction to a man who's trying to prove himself. So stop talking and start becoming. You want to show her you've changed? Cool. Then actually change. Let her see it without a single word. Let your actions tell a story so loud that she hears it through the silence. Let your evolution speak for you. Post nothing, prove nothing. Just keep moving like you're building something that doesn't need her applause. That's what creates curiosity, and that's what flips the energy. She'll feel it. Secondly, stop handing over your power. The moment she pulls back, most men lose their mind. They start checking who she's with, who liked her post, whether she's online. You're spiraling in silence, and silence without self-control is just suffering. You want your power back? Then stop orbiting around her world and start building your own. Every time you think about her, redirect it into your own life. Your fitness, your mindset, your mission, your friends, and your money. Because when she realizes that you're not reacting, not panicking, not checking on her like you used to, that's when it hits. And not because you disappeared, but because you're no longer emotionally available. That's what power looks like. Not distance, but stillness. Next, stay in the room. Don't vanish. Don't delete your account and go ghost thinking that's power. That's fear dressed up as strategy. Stay right where you are. Keep showing up, but show up different. You don't owe her attention. You don't owe her emotion. Be warm, be grounded, but be unavailable. You don't need to prove anything anymore. Let her sit across from you and wonder why it feels so different now. Because that version of you she used to feel so connected to, he's not there. And she'll feel that more than she'd ever feel your absence. She'll feel the space you used to fill and realize it's gone while you're still standing right in front of her. That's a different kind of heartbreak. And then cut the strings. You can block her, mute her, remove every trace of her online. But if she still owns space in your head, none of that means anything. It's the invisible strings that keep you stuck. The ones tied to your thoughts. The late-night replays of your conversations. The imaginary arguments. The what-if scenarios you keep playing like a highlight reel of regret. You don't heal through silence. You heal by untangling your identity from her presence. You move forward when you stop tying your piece to how she feels about you. You let go when you don't need closure anymore. You stop checking her story, not out of strength, but because it's no longer part of your story. That's the real shift. That's where freedom starts. Next, don't just be unavailable, be unreachable. Anyone can stop texting. Anyone can block and disappear. But being unreachable? That's when you've grown so far beyond the person she used to know that even if she picked up the phone and called, you wouldn't answer, not out of bitterness, but because that version of you doesn't live there anymore. She doesn't know how to access you anymore. You're not ignoring her. You're just not even in the same dimension emotionally. That's what gets under the skin. That's what makes her start thinking, what happened to him? What happened is you evolved. You became untouchable. And when a woman realizes she no longer has emotional access, when she can't shake you, can't trigger you, can't even get your attention the way she used to, that's when she starts chasing shadows. That's when she reaches out. Not because you pulled away, but because you became unreachable to the part of her that took you for granted. You don't need to move on. You need to move up. They'll tell you to get under someone new to get over her. Nah, that's just distraction. That's surface level healing. Real elevation starts when you stop looking for comfort and start looking in the mirror. You upgrade your mindset. You challenge your habits. You build discipline like a weapon. You grow into a version of yourself that makes the past version of you embarrassed. Not to prove anything to her, but because staying stuck in the man you were would be a betrayal of the man you could be. And the higher you climb, the more she shrinks in your story, not because she got smaller, but because your life got bigger. And eventually, she looks back and realizes you're already too far gone. And finally, listen closely. Silence without growth is just noise. You can go quiet all day long. But if nothing's changing behind that silence, you're just hiding. You're waiting, hoping she notices. But hope without action is just dressed up desperation. Silence is only powerful when it's rooted in movement. When it's backed by progress. When you're so locked in, so driven, that your absence becomes a statement. She stops feeling you because your energy is being poured into something greater. Something she's no longer part of. Your focus. Your discipline. Your glow up. It's not the silence that makes her miss you. It's the momentum. So if there's one thing I want you to walk away with, it's this: stop trying to be missed. Start becoming undeniable. She doesn't miss men who beg for attention. She misses the man who stopped showing up for her because he finally started showing up for himself. You want to hit her harder than no contact? Be the man who no longer needs her, and she'll feel that louder than anything you could have said. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.